Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is To Keep for Cancer, and my name is Jody, and I have been living with stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, triple negative, for 9 years now. I have been battling cancer for over 20 years total. I was in remission for 8 years of those 20 years, however. But the last 9 years have been, stage 4, and went into my stomach, then settled in my bones. I was, for 9 months, in a small remission where there was no cancer in my body, or they couldn't find it. And my cancer markers were great until a couple months back. My cancer markers started acting up, and eventually they did find a tumor on my sternum bone. Okay, so that's where I am in my journey. So today, before I get down to the what my next step is going to be, I kind of want to talk about what triple negative breast cancer is. Because people throw it around like, like everybody should know what it means. So, and a lot of people don't know what it means. So let's do some education before we get on to my next step. I've got notes because along with all those years fighting cancer, I also have chemo brain. Oh yeah. All right, it doesn't exactly go away. Let's see. First off, let's talk about what triple negative breast cancer is not. It is not hormone driven. Most breast cancers are driven by hormones: estrogen, progesterone, and HER2. In triple negative, that there is a lack of something instead of the hormone driving it. And some people would think, wow, that's pretty cool. It doesn't have all those hormones driving it, so it should be easier to get rid of. But it's quite the opposite, actually. In regular breast cancers with the different hormone-driven factors, there are tons of different treatments. You can block the hormones. There's various ways to do that. You can have a complete mastectomy and an oophorectomy, which means they take your ovaries out to keep the estrogen from feeding the cancer. There's all these different options that you have when you have regular breast cancer, and that you don't have these options with triple negative. So there is that. That is a negative, an additional negative. 15% of all breast cancers are triple negative. And, people say, wow, that's not that much. It's not that much, but here's the kicker. Most triple negative breast cancers are found in younger women. I was diagnosed at 34, which was very young, where most hormone-driven breast cancers, well, it used to be 55, 65 and older. Now it's younger and younger. I'm sure you know that. So anyway, okay, now the one big problem with triple negative breast cancer, it is the most aggressive. It's the most aggressive, it hides more easily, and there are very little treatments out there for it, like I said before. So basically chemotherapy, the Triple Crown, chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery are your only options. And radiation only works in the beginning, usually one time. It's a one-time shot. It doesn't keep working. You can't just keep burning people, you know, alive. Yeah, and chemotherapy, you can use different types of chemotherapy, and triple negative breast cancer adjust. It is smart. It will look at the cancer and the chemo, and it'll adjust, and it'll stop working. So then they have to try another chemotherapy, a stronger chemotherapy, a different combination of chemotherapies. So, and within your triple negative diagnosis, there are subcategories that also, you know, just make it even more of a challenge to, you know, to take care of. My shirt's all messed up. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go through some of the treatments some of the trials that are out there, and I know that there's more. There's more. I mean, there's constantly new ones coming out. But Bentley, mwah, say hi to the camera. Okay, now get down. Bentley, down. Okay, hold on. We gotta physically move him out of the way. He's a silly little guy. All right. Okay, so there's a recent trial that was approved by the FDA. It's called the olaparib and the talazoparib. Yeah. I don't know why they have to have such hard names, but it's chemistry. And I didn't do very well in chemistry. So there's those two medications. And then there is the atezolizumab. That sounds like a dance to me. The pembrolizumab. Yeah. Yeah, but with all of these trials so far, now this is the kicker, they only show a 21% improvement. Yeah, and that's kind of sucks. It's like, wow, I'm so excited. I'm going to have a new trial, and I'm going to get all cancer-free. The best you're going to hope for is 21% of improvement. It's like, really? That doesn't sound that great. But I'm sure there's others that possibly will come out, and some I'm missing that I don't know about. They're constant, like I said, they're constantly, you know, bringing out new ones. Yeah, so I did mention that it's the most aggressive, right? Right. Okay. Now, there is a trial that I did, and it was called, I have to write it down. Hold on, let me find it. It had a really cool name. Let me see if I can find it in here. I know I did write it down. The Impassion 130 study, the 130 study. I did this, I want to say 4 years ago when it very first came out. I was like the first leg of the study, which is not the best one to be in, by the way. But, you know, you take what you can qualify for. And I almost died. It was the worst treatment that I've ever had, and it didn't do any good. My cancer didn't respond to it. In fact, it made my body weaker, and yeah, so there's that. So that's one of the trials that I did. I did another trial The olaparib, I did the second study for that, and that included immunotherapy. This is the first trial that is including the immunotherapy that I'm aware of. And because of my specific cancer, my subcategories within the triple negative, I got booted out. I didn't qualify to continue on because it wouldn't have done any good. So that is a little bit about triple negative breast cancer. I hope everybody's feeling really excited now. I'm just kidding. It's a serious thing. So I kind of wanted to go over, now that everybody's up to speed, what are the hardest parts about having triple negative breast cancer? That gets asked of me quite often on the comments down below. And honesty here, well-meaning people suggesting constant different trials they've heard about, or their sister's doing this treatment and they're getting really good results. And to me, I don't get excited about it anymore. I do research it, but to me it looks like false hope. And I'm not trying to sound like, negative Nancy here, or mourning or mumbling Myrtle. No, not at all. I'm just being a realist, So that's one of the hardest things. Another thing is that you have this constant black cloud always following you around. It is up there all the time, no matter how many times you try to, get out from underneath it. It is there telling you that at any time, your cancer could pop up in your brain and within months you'll be dead. Or you could take a nap and the cancer's in your brain and you don't know about it, and you can have an aneurysm and your family's going to walk in and find you. So those are some of the hardest things that I have dealt with. I don't know about other people. I mean, everybody deals with things differently. But that's Bentley, get out of the fire. He wants to get into the fire. What a silly dog. You are a silly dog. Yes, you are. Anyway, just having that black cloud above your head day in and day out gets exhausting. All right, those are the hard parts about having triple negative. And having people tell me, oh, my grandma had breast cancer and she lived 27 years after that, or whatever, or she kicked it after 2 rounds of chemo. It's like, okay, do I tell them that, well, triple negative is a little different and it's a little harder to kick, and I'm probably not going to be your grandma? No, you don't really like to say that. That would be kind of mean, and I'm not a mean person, so I wouldn't say that. But in my mind, sometimes I am saying that. So those are the difficult things about having triple negative breast cancer, and that I think are different than regular breast cancer. Estrogen, HER2, progestin, hormone-driven breast cancer. So, yeah. Okay, so now, on to the good stuff. What is my next step? Well, first off, I am not going to panic. I've been here before. In fact, I have had tumors, hot spots all through my body. I have had them in my spine and my hip. So one tumor on my sternum, for me, does panic me and does concern, like it's just gonna, again. But right now, the reality is I'm healthy and I have one hot spot. And many people with triple negative breast cancer would kill for one hot spot, right? So I am grateful and I'm thankful that there is one hot spot at this time. I requested a needle biopsy. because a needle biopsy will go in and tell us completely for sure, whoops, sorry, I'm coming apart at the seams, will tell us for sure if it is the cancer, or if it's a calcium deposit, or maybe just a benign tumor. I mean, weird things have happened, because before they have said, oh, there's a tumor in your lungs, and I panicked. Okay, after a lung biopsy, they found out that it was just infection. It was not the cancer. So I am not going to panic until after I get my needle biopsy. Now, my doctor was not so in favor of this, because she thinks for sure that she knows what she's doing. And she's pretty sure that it's cancer and it's a hot spot. It's whatever. But I am pretty stubborn. I'm in fact probably just as stubborn as she is. And probably even more stubborn than my cancer. So I asked for a needle biopsy. So they're going to set that up. They're going to do a CT or a MRI or whatever they have to do, and they're going to do it, and then we're going to find out. After they have verified that it is in fact my cancer, then I will take it from there. Now, I will not be doing chemo, and I want to tell you why I won't do chemo. Because I've had so much chemo, I've done all the different chemos, that my body does not respond to it anymore. So I'm not trying to be brave, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm going to do all holistic. No, it's just that chemo is not an option for me at this point in time. And unless they come up with something brand new, there is not a lot of options. So second thing I'm going to do is I am going to consider a surgical option, because that they said was on the table. And I'm going to be looking into some more new trials. There's a trial coming out almost weekly, my oncologist said. So I'll look into some more trials. I'll see what they're about, what the pros and cons are, if it's going to make me sick with little risk, high risk, low risk. I'm going to lay it all on the table. I'm going to figure out what to do and what my next step will be. So that is the plan at this time. And for those people that have told me, and I know that you guys say it in love, you have to do chemo, you can't stop fighting. All right, now, I understand what you're saying, but there's a difference from people that are in the beginning of their journey and they decide not to do chemo. I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. I did chemo. I did chemo every time until it stopped working. And when it stopped working, it was doing more harm than good. That's when I said no chemo. And then because of that, and I had no other option, I went holistic. And then guess what? Holistic worked for me and has worked for me a very long time. So I wasn't this big pioneer that says, oh, I'm not going to do chemo. I'm going to do all holistic and I'm going to show them all. No, that's not the way it was. So if you were thinking of not doing chemo and you are new to this game, I would strongly encourage you to rethink it, because cancer cells they grow so fast, and chemo works the first time around. Second time, the more you do it, the lower your chances of it working. So in my case, why put poison in your body when it won't work? So there's that. So that's where we're at. And I'm sorry it wasn't like a real woohoo fun, video, but you know what? This is where I'm at in my journey, and I do share everything. I don't hold anything back. And you know what, you guys? I feel completely peaceful about it. I do not feel like this is it. I just feel like it's the next step in the journey. That's all there is to it. So, okay, now there's one thing that I have to get off my chest here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So, somebody, very kind person, sent me this wonderful, wonderful, it's a Homedic. It is a massager. It goes around your neck. And it is so nice and it's so cool and I just love it. Ah! But I don't know who to thank. They didn't put their name. They didn't say who sent it. But I got it in, in Vlogger mail, and I love it. So whoever sent it, I just really want to say thank you. I think that is the kindest, most, you guys just blow me away. This, awesome. This in my doggy bag and my Bentley pictures, amazing. 2 amazing weeks. And I wanted to show you one thing. Couple people have been asking about my my massage chair. I'm going to show you. Sit down in it and turn it on. Put it on a full massage. It is the best. It's like having, those chairs that you get in the mall, and you go and you put some money in it and it massages you? That's this, except for even better because it's at your home and it's free. Well, after you pay for it, it's free. Anyway, you can set it in any different types. I better get out of here, I might fall asleep. You can set it in any different chair. You can even put it on the floor up against your couch if you want to sit on the floor and do it. It's super easy. It's, it's not that heavy, and it's like, I'll show you. See? It just goes like this, and it goes, you can do your neck too. So anyway, I've had several people ask me about it, and I'm going to drop a link below this video, and if you want to, click on it and you can buy it for yourself. All right, I think that is it for me today. If you are not a part of my journey and you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love it. It would mean a lot to me if you would hit that subscribe button and set that bell to notifications so you don't miss any fun stuff. All right, you guys are awesome. I enjoy you guys so much. I don't even know what I would do without you guys. The surgery 2 weeks ago on my teeth, you guys were there for me. Just amazing. You guys are just amazing. So before I start blubbering and crying all over the place, I'm gonna say, I'll see you next week at Too Cute for Cancer.